Welcome to Daytona in the Ginetta Juniors. These cars are a masterpiece of power and precision with a top speed of about 115 miles per hour. Now that's not to say that these cars are not fun to race with. They are one of the most fun cars to race with besides the MX-5s to a certain degree, because everybody is pretty much at the same level of placing and it provides such incredible racing. Heading in for turn 2, a little bit of bumpiness does unfold as the black car sends their way through. One car goes out wide. We haven't lost any positions, we haven't gained any positions. What we have though is a run on this silver and blue Ginetta there, looking for the inside move, swiftly close the door and out the side we go. You can see how the blue car is exuberant in the corner. One car did go so far wide that they had to change postcode and it did slow off this silver and blue one. Hanging it around the outside, getting what is a brilliant run, although probably only 2 miles per hour faster than the other car. We are up the inside of the corner, going to have a much better exit and the slipstream coming down this back oval straight, which is going to be absolutely crucial. These cars love a good bit of slipstream, and it really does play to make the difference. Now the SO car did swiftly close the door, absolutely destroyed all the momentum I had, and we're now 0.6 seconds away from the car in front. I wonder if they'll get a penalty for going a little bit wide there. Doesn't look like to be the case. Now, car behind looking for the overtake move. That's not an ideal thing to do. While yes, in the short term of things, it looks great to overtake, you know, down the outside, getting a slightly better run. The optimal way of doing this is going to be to bump draft that car in front, work as a team to catch up to those cars ahead. But that isn't going to be the case here. We're going to tuck in behind envelope, okay, and hopefully make it through the bus stop in one piece. Coming through kind of hot, kind of unbalanced the car a little bit. Probably need to work on stiffening up that suspension, but do get a little bit of a helpful nudge from the car behind. And if we continue to work together, we will catch those cars up ahead. Just need to hope that Fanta Shrimp does keep giving us that lovely bit of boost we need. Now, what a name that is, Fanta Shrimp. That's got to be the most unusual flavoured Fanta out there. There's fruit twist, orange, lemon, and shrimp. Yeah, I don't think that flavour is going to sell very well, but each to their own, of course. By the looks of it, there is a trail of cars behind. We have an orange one too. Hopefully when we go in, oh, there's another silver one. When we're heading for this first corner here, nothing happens. Oh, yeah, of course it is. One lovely big bit of love tap from that number 13 there. Can't pronounce the Q bit. But yeah, nothing like a good old send up the rear ends, opening those back doors. Yeah. You know, it is what it is. We're going to come back stronger. We're going to have the slipstream from those 3 cars. Now, Fanta Shrimp is on the outside there. We're going to hang it over to the right, hopefully get a better run on the inside line of that corner further up ahead. That is the plan. Whether the plan works in our favour or not, we're going to soon find out. And I don't think it is. Fanta Shrimp does seem to have the better run. And we butcher up this corner. It is what it is. Coming out of the side, we're going to have a quicker run down this back straight here. We're going to catch up behind Fanta Shrimp again, and we're going to use the slipstream from that said car to be able to wingle our way and keep up with the wolf pack of cars up in front. Now, Ginetta Juniors, you do need to be kind of aggressive with your driving, like you saw Fanta Shrimp coming over in front. Got to close that door because a position is so easily lost, and so is momentum. And talking about momentum, we have none. 0.9 seconds away from the cars up in front, well out of the slipstream, and we're just going to be slower. There's just a simple fact of Ginetta Juniors, slipstream is king here. But it doesn't stay that way for long, because what I lose in slipstream, we're going to gain in cornering ability. While it did take us a lap to catch them up, we caught them up 0.6 seconds ahead from the 3 pack of cars up in front. We were also slipstreaming from the 2 ahead of that. Now Fanta Shrimp is on a whole new level, 2.5 seconds ahead, long gone on. They're doing their own thing now. They had a hell of a run, just off they go. Coming to the bus stop though, again, this is where we can also massively gain. If we can manage to nail this right, 2 wide through the bus stop is not ideal. It's going to slow everybody down. As you can see, we had an absolute beautiful run coming out the other side. Great bit of momentum. Is it going to be enough? Probably not, because we're going to have the outside bank as well as they on the inside are going to have the slipstream from the two cars up in front. It's just going to be that little bit quicker. So while, yes, we are hanging around the outside, we're going to have a great move into turn 1 and turn 2. We're going to have the outside line, might be able to do the cut back on them as well. Referring back to what I said at the beginning though, we're topping out at 118 miles per hour, 119. We might actually see 120. There it is, right there, 120 miles per hour. Just one click over it and we're running out of steam. The revs are screaming away. Going to be in a red band somewhere going across the counter line. Might get a penalty. No penalty was awarded, but we did gain that position. Now I'm not too sure what happened to the cars up in front. Esso is trying to their best to defend, I guess, but swinging from left to right, only slowing all of them down. Car turns into us like we was not there. That's only going to slow the trio of cars that's bundling up behind us, and we might actually be in for a slingshot move of catching up to the yellow car up ahead, who is rocking 0.9 second penalty and is only 1.4 seconds away. As long as those cars behind keep battling, we are in for a good shot here. It is our final lap and we don't have a penalty. Car behind rocking a 1.5 second penalty, but we need to make sure these next two corners we get away from our cars behind. We do not need them in the slipstream, and that is going to be the crucial point of this back corner. While we might not have the slipstream from the car up in front, we don't need to provide any slipstream to them behind. And I think 0.6 seconds might just be enough. You need a little bit more for these juniors to really excel on the slipstream. I think you're looking about 0.5, 0.4 seconds for being able to start actually eating up the distance. 0.6 seconds, I don't think it is a great place. Unless the cars behind are bump drafting that person, it's not going to work. Now click to 0.5 seconds away. Moving over to the right side, try and break a little bit of that toe. 0.4 seconds away. It's going to be a danger zone as we break in for the bus stop. You see them all lunging in behind, and you know what? We're going to go defensive and go gardening. Just get out of the way. I'll take the penalty. It's not a problem. I do not want to be rear-ended going into that bus stop as everybody powers in. And 0.5 second penalty was totally worth it. I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting more, and I was sort of counting on more as well to a certain degree, because the car behind had a 1.5 second penalty. But that also changed because John and Michael overtook the person rocking the 1.5 second penalty. So everything changes so quickly here. Now, got to remember, these Ginetta Juniors are not fast, so a penalty is very, very destructive. But 0.5, absolutely worth it. As we cross the line, are we got a podium position? Let's take a look. We did. P3 in the bag, but it doesn't end there, because our next race is going to be at Suzuka. It's going to be at night, and it's going to be that little bit more crazy. But before we get there, I'd like to take a moment out to thank our channel members, which are Andy Good, Sigmatic, Daniel Adams, Crazy 8, AK47, Spectral Rain, Tucker, and Itoshi. Thank you guys ever so much for supporting the channel, and if you'd like to become a channel member yourself, hit that join button down below. Heading off at Suzuka in position 9, not getting a fast start off the line. That record goes for that blue one over to the right hand side. Getting a lovely bit of bump draft from the player behind. I don't think it's Vades, but it's the one behind them. Can't see in the rear view, but getting the inside line of turn 1. Contact has been made because space was not awarded, and turning into a car that is already there is clearly the ideal option to go for. And I don't think that actually benefited them whatsoever. I think they're further behind. Either way, tucked up right behind this yellow car, which is M4XP3. Weird name. I'm not going to even try and pronounce that. If somebody can translate that, let me know down below. But it's not something I'm willing or going to try and do. I'll just absolutely ruin it. Up the inside of the yellow machine and having a little bit of elbowing contact. Again, Ginetta Juniors is a lot of door rubbing, a little bit of contact here and there. But thankfully, the cars can actually really take it very well. Because you're going so slow, really. But it's really fun. It's great racing overall because the ante is so high. A penalty is so destructive. Losing momentum will absolutely destroy your corner exit. It's all about keeping those wheels turning as fast as you can. And having the outside line of here is less than ideal, but hopefully might actually be able to do a cutback move. May not actually be needed. We actually have the outline overtaken, and away we go. But sadly, we are 0.8 seconds away from Harvester up in front, which is not ideal because we're going to come down that back straight, and we kind of need that little bit of slipstream, because if we don't get it, the car behind is going to take it from us. Now, we have gained a few positions overall. We're already up to P6, which is absolutely ideal. This long back straight in a car that has a highest top speed of 120 miles per hour, give or take. Yeah, this back straight is extended by quite a large margin. Now, unique name behind 0.6 seconds away. We're actually gaining away from him, which is absolutely sweet as a nut. Turning in for this corner though, first time trying it. Do we take it flat out, or do we bottle it and just dip off the throttle ever so slightly? Probably could have done that a little bit quicker, but I do believe the car behind was under pressure from the green machine, and that actually extended our gap from the car behind, which is, yep, thank you ever so much. Now, Harvester and Slumpy Cobbler up in front are battling, which only helped us out to a degree. We have caught them up, 0.4 seconds away, 0.3 seconds away now. We're going to have a great amount of slipstream. Can we make that move work? Go up the inside of them as we head in for turn 1. I don't think we're going to be able to make the inside move. Oh, actually, looking at it, I thought Harvester was much closer to Slumpy Cobbler. Okay, I kind of was not expecting that kind of gap, and also not expecting them to turn into us in that first corner, as we did kind of go up the inside there. Wow, the penalty was very unfortunate, and I don't think it was fair. I can understand it as well. I did kind of go out wide of him. Kind of a bit Forza glued him out wide. It wasn't a deliberate act, but it is what it is. Got a penalty for it. Should I have gone for that inside move? I don't know. Sometimes when the doors open as wide as that, you got to make a look for it, haven't you? You know. Anyway, come the outside of the zebra yellow Janetta, Slumpy Cobbler. What a name, that's awesome. And hopefully we're going to have the inside line of these next few corners. Now, it's going to be kind of a bit dicey, a little bit of funkiness from the rear end of this car. It does like to step out, and it stepped out that far that, you know, kind of butchered up that corner exit there and lost all momentum. So that's Harvester, Elantro, and the Bumblebee to the right hand side. I'm going to call him Bumblebee, taking that position from me. So we lost 3 positions from one corner alone, and that's how destructive a mistake is in these cars. It's still fun though. Absolutely love it. I love this kind of close racing. I think it's absolutely incredible. It's not always all about flat out speed, although that can be fun at times. Sometimes when you're battling door to door and it literally is about a few miles per hour, Slumpy Cobbler, that is not defending, my friend. That is kind of naughty. That you use the car too late to close the door, but we did manage to make that inside move. Hopefully, unique name will give us a good bit of slipstream. I feel that Slumpy Cobbler is going to have a better run than us. That slipstream is helpful, but not enough. They're also getting side draft. Not ideal. We're going to have to back out at the end of this run. I don't think we're going to make it too wide. And there's not a chance of winning a take. I've already got 1 penalty. We're not going to get 2. Back out. Play it safe. Use a bit of common sense. We get them another time. We have 2 more laps of this to go. Oh, actually, we might actually make it into the S's here. Nah, do you know, it's just easier to back out and try a battle again later on. And I think getting a better run off there. 0.2 seconds away from the car up in front. Are they going to keep defending? Move over to the left. They're coming over to the left. All right, swing it back over to the right. Ah, the bonnet's a little bit longer than expected. Destroyed all momentum. Slumpy Cobbler is defending quite late, and again, could be a little bit netcode. They could see you be a bit further away. The radar isn't exactly what one would call 100% accurate. The radar sometimes shows yellow and contact has been made, and sometimes shows red and no contact has been made, you know, so can't trust the systems provided for you all the time. But we have gained that position back. Absolutely ideal. We just need quite a lot more momentum to catch up to those cars up in front. I mean, it's a quadro, and the quadro is going to keep battling, which is extremely helpful for us. Maybe if they don't battle so much, they'll catch up to that car further ahead, which makes it like 5 in battle. Can't think of the word on the top of my head. And that'll slow them all down, and we'll be able to catch them all up. I mean, we are setting a better lap this time around, which I do. Just need to make sure that we don't butcher this section up again. That'd be less than ideal. I think actually we nailed it. 0.6 seconds away from unique name up in front and 0.8 seconds away from slumpy cobbler behind, which is absolutely perfect. Now this corner is kind of unique because a lot of Ginettas will have their first gear very short, and some, like myself, have it a little bit longer. Goes to show really who's quicker out the corner. Now, we're not the fastest, but we're certainly not the slowest. I'd say it's a good medium ground we have at the moment. Just need to make sure we overtake unique name up in front in a very yellow Ginetta. I think it's kind of a nice yellow as well. Have a little bit of scarring on the door there. Obviously had a few battle scars as we're coming through here. You can hear the Ginetta up in front, the engine's screaming. I mean, these engines rev to infinity. They just keep going and going. You're right through that red. And you know, if you've got the car, you might as well use all the rev. It's been provided to you. And I think this is where these cars really sing and dance, is when you keep them in that red line, and they are just really, really slow. I mean, they're quick when you got them in the red line, but you know, I mean, quick compared to another car, that's insane. I think that's where you excel a lot as well. There's a lot of people all have different ratios provided by choice and what they think is a better setup, and we're all different, unique. You know, some will be quicker at certain tracks, some will be quicker at other tracks, you know, and that provides that level of excitement of how different we all are, but yet we're racing the same car, and those micro differences make a big difference overall. Talking about big differences, let's give you a helping hand to catching those cars up in front again. Sometimes give them a little bit of encouragement, give them a little bit more speed, can actually benefit as you're going through the inside of this corner. They backed out ultimately. Also, I'm not too sure where Kip Mister is going, but again, that's another position gain. I kind of expected them to come flying back on the track, so I myself was a bit slow coming out of that corner, but we have gained that position. We are on our final lap. Now, keep defending, Flash. You've got this one in the bag. Come on, you've got it. The two cars behind are battling. Absolutely perfect. Keep that inside nice and tight. Kick up a bit of dust. Put them off their game and get away. Because you need to make sure that you have enough gap when you're going down that back straight. You don't need anybody in the slipstream. These next two corners are going to absolutely be crucial to nailing a good bit of distance away from the cars behind. Absolutely beautiful move right there. Bit of crashing going on up ahead, but we're maximizing the most out of these corners, the most out of this car, and we're now 0.8 seconds away from the two cars behind us. Sadly though, we are 1.7 seconds away from the car up in front, almost 2 seconds away as we come out of first gear, getting a better run. Need to also make sure though that we keep enough gap away for the penalty as well. Forgot about that. And that penalty as well, 0.5 seconds may not seem a lot in a fast car, but in a slow car like this, it's a hell of a difference. And it really does make you think sometimes it's not worth cutting that corner, where, you know, in a faster car, 0.5 second penalty is pretty negligible. Yeah, not in these. These are definitely very crucial. Now, sadly, the car behind is 0.7 seconds away. I don't think it's going to be close enough to be able to get a move upon us. Nope. Now is 0.8. And they're also rocking a 0.4 second penalty themselves. Absolutely beautiful. Going to secure our P5 in the bag here, providing we take this corner here just right and not go wide, because you can imagine the penalty that would give you. Not only that, we've got to go for the S's as well and not be punted or gain a penalty. Again, very easily done. Using as much of the curb and as much of the track limits as we can out the other side. Still 0.8 seconds away from the car behind. Absolutely beautiful. Finishing the race off in position 5. What a jam it was. Thank you all for watching. See you all next time.